On the refugee side, I think it's very important to remember that when Justin Trudeau made promises during the last election campaign, he had no idea of how he would actually achieve that. And I believe a great example of that is the refugee intake system, whereby in order to satisfy a short-term political goal, he launched a program without any resources or capacity or plan for integration, for accommodation. And so now we have the issue with many families who have been living in hotels and shelters without access to things like second language training services, job training, housing, and yet that just is allowed to continue. The second point is what has happened at the border, and the fact that there are now over almost 40,000 examples of people crossing into Canada illegally, where they are skipping the line and jumping the queue. And now those refugees who would face persecution or even death in a refugee camp or in a country where there's civil war now find themselves waiting longer as people cross into Canada from upstate New York. And the impact that's having on other types of immigration processing times. So when I go back to some of the other questions about those who have been here for a long period of time, who are working, who want to be integrated into the workforce, there's a great deal of frustration that they say, well, hey, if I drove down to upstate New York, I could just cross over illegally, and that's not fair. And so we have to have a system that's based on integrity.